what that field goal into the wind, 45 yards, 47 yards out, what that do for your confidence on Saturday?
I mean, I was feeling obviously confident going in, but I mean, just it's really easy to feel confidence with the field goal op that we have. I mean, Brian and Marco are great at what they do. I mean, it's really easy, I think, to go out there knowing I have a good chance to make the kicks when snap and hold's always there, and the guys up front blocking for me and do their job like always. But for me personally, like just seeing it go through and into the win like that, it felt great and it was awesome for me.
What's the biggest difference kicking in high school versus kicking in college? Is there any?
I mean, I think, obviously the uprights are a little narrower, and so that's something you got to get used to. But I mean, we had a set of like college width uprights at Westside for me, so like it wasn't a huge jump, and yeah, I mean, besides that, just more pressure, but I love it. I love the pressure, so it's all good.
I don't know if you were asked this. Coach Rule said the other day during warm-ups you hit one maybe out of the PAT off the upright, and you wanted to go again, and he's like, maybe you don't need another one. Do you remember that moment?
Yeah.
What kind of did you take away from that?
I mean, yeah, it was. That's kind of towards the end of our warm-up. We have a PAT or short field goal, and then Brian hits a punt to the returner, and then after that we kind of break and go in the locker room, and I won another field goal rep right after that, right before we headed in the locker room, and Coach Rule was just like, go ahead and take one, but you don't need it. You didn't need one on that state championship night. You didn't need an extra rep extra opportunity to get ready, and yeah, that's kind of what he said, and it was kind of good to hear that for sure.
Did you feel like that was a vote of confidence for what you could do?
For sure. I mean, just hearing it from him, especially just being a head coach, like any extra confidence he can give me as a kicker, I'm always going to appreciate that for sure.
You said after the Illinois game you made just a really slight adjustment, to technique or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
After that first month, what was that? You didn't actually say what it was.
Yeah, no, it was just related to my jab step, kind of that first step, getting out of my stance, kind of talking with Coach Foley and Chris Brown about that. Seeing what they see and just getting comfortable back there. But I've noticed a big improvement. Just clean that up. Just a really small tweak.
I mean, for people who aren't kickers, I mean, how big of a change is that? I mean, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's really a minor change, I think. I mean, comparing it to like a golf swing, you're in the middle of the middle of the season, in and out of tournaments. You're not going to go in and change your swing or have a major change right before you go to the Masters, for example. But for me, it's a really small change. I mean, it was kind of just honestly how my left foot's angled right before I approach the ball, which it just gets me on my path to the ball. So it's not a big change at all, and it was easy to fix for sure.
Does it add to accuracy or distance?
I think just a little more consistency. So definitely accuracy it helps, but just so I'm getting to the ball consistently, going to the right path every time, and yeah, I mean, you just kind of want to go through the same process every kick, no matter what. Treat every PAT like a 50-yard field goal. It's the same process for me.
Has it been easy to have a short memory as a college kicker like it was in high school, or is that a different challenge in some ways?
I mean, there's a different challenge just because I think more eyes on you, but the kind of short-term memory thing as a kicker, that it's something I've always had. It's not just something I developed here in these past couple months. But I mean, I think it's definitely as important as it ever has been for me. So yeah.
You mentioned Chris Brown a few times. I mean, how helpful has it been to just have somebody like that outside the program that you can kind of talk to and lean on?
It's huge. I mean, he obviously kicked here and had a huge career in the NFL, and I mean, he not only knows the stadium and knows kind of the environment and how to kick in it, but I mean, I know him on a personal level. Like his son was my holder my junior year of high school. Like I know the family really well, but just having a resource like that and his younger brother Drew to help me out whenever I need, whatever they see from their kind of expertise, because they've done this whole kicking thing longer than I have. So I don't know. I'm still relatively new to this. I've only kicked the ball 4 or 5 years. Kicked a football. It's different than soccer. So just having that resource to lean on, along with any other resources Coach Foley's got. From him and the staff being in the NFL and working with Jamie Cole and guys like that. It's really helpful for sure.
What's been their biggest piece of advice to you that maybe stands out, whether that's mechanics or just the psychological part?
Kind of just having a consistent approach. So yeah, definitely a little psychological, but just just a good mentality. Not trying to change much on kick to kick, just keeping the same kind of process, and because consistency is what'll build success over time.